speak, the world's richest man, Elon Musk, has full access to the U.S. Treasury federal payment system, and Democrats are ringing the alarm bell. Take a look.
Before our very eyes, an unelected shadow government is conducting a hostile takeover of the federal government.
This is the...
He's right. Right before our very eyes. The thing is, it's like, I don't even know what to say about this. Like, what is going on in America? Like, I have to agree with Chuck Schumer. It's a little odd to me that this is now a complaint. I mean, this has been done already before, but, you know, it is a bit much. Don't care. Sorry. Don't care. It's just a bit much. It is.
Most corrupt administration in our history.
Now, then they take it to the point where I can, and just like that, I'm right back off the train. But let's go ahead and keep watching.
And it's putting our economy, our government, and our most at-risk communities in serious jeopardy.
Elon and his handful of friends now have full access to your personal and financial information that's in the system. Your payment history, your social security number, your bank account numbers. Elon now has the power to suck out all of that information for his own use.
Yeah. So, the White House, however, is claiming that they're keeping his power in check. Take a look.
Mr. President, why is it important for Elon Musk to have access to the payment systems at Treasury?
Well, he's got access only to letting people go that he thinks are no good if we agree with him, and it's only if we agree with him. He's a very talented guy from the standpoint of management and costs. Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval, and we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't. He's running, obviously, a big company. It has nothing to do if there's a conflict that we won't let him get near it. But he does have a good natural instinct. He's got a team of very talented people. We're trying to shrink government, and he can probably shrink it as well as anybody else, if not better.
So, I mean, are Americans going to be okay with Musk? Oh, okay.
I have to say that, like, they're going to take it too far. By the way, guys, please don't forget the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you for every eye that lands on these videos. Trust me, these ladies sitting here, they're going to take it too far. Yes, they are. They are going to take it too, especially this one. We know she is. But I do have a problem with this. I do. Especially considering the fact that I know that Elon Musk wants to turn X into like a payment processing system. I mean, he's part of the PayPal mafia. I mean, Peter Thiel, all. So, like, what is happening here? I'm sorry. Like, hello. I don't think that anybody should think this is okay. I'm not here for friends. I don't know that man. Like, back in the day, people would be against it. What is it? So Silicon Valley's cool now? What's going on?
A guy nobody voted for having all this kind of power. And, you know, the news outlet Wired found out that at least 6 of the gentlemen on Elon Musk's team are between the ages of 19 to 24 with little or no government experience, and one is in college. I mean, who are these people and why do they have access to any of your business?
And so then, you know, it's going to go, what is she saying? That's PayPal Mafia. Let's see if it comes out their mouth.
Well, they don't. What they're doing is actually illegal. Everyone knows that the separation of powers allows for Congress to decide. They have the power of the purse. This is money that was already allocated from taxpayer money. And to stop it is actually, there was an act passed in 1974, right? I think it was the Impoundment Control Act, because they feared Nixon was blocking programs where Congress had already approved funds because he didn't like them. So it's beyond Elon Musk. Donald Trump doesn't have the power to do what he's doing right now, but I wonder where the screaming is, because Donald Trump floods the zone. We talked about how the last couple weeks has felt like a year. It's only been a couple weeks. And what he's doing is
by the way.
2 weeks. He's, while ending DEI, the immigration raids that they aired out all over television, started a trade war. But meanwhile, this is the thing people should keep their eye on, because this flies in the face of our Constitution. And that's where people should be enraged.
Yeah, I think this is what he's doing. You know, I've given so much thought to it.
Okay, so hold on, okay? sis with the blonde hair, she did kind of break down a couple good things there, okay? So she's not extremely insane because she brought in some facts, you know. It's just regulation after regulation. The thing is, though, Congress is full Republican, so they would get away with it regardless. And I'm saying get away with it. Look, people listening to me speak are going to, if you want me to sell you the pipe dream about, oh my God, this is so much cool, based, you know, like if you want me to do that, I'm not going to do that, okay? Because I've always been the one who's been concerned about, always. If you go back and look at my channel, I've always been concerned about where things like this is going, okay? So in the meantime, I'm not going to just lie to you about whatever just to sound cool. I'm not here for that. But Sonny's still going to take it a bridge too far. Watch.
When we first started learning about Elon Musk now being a special government employee, which means he has top security clearance, but he doesn't have the obligations that a full federal employee has, so he doesn't have to give the same amount of disclosures, he has less conflicts of interest. And it seems to me that when I put my legal hat on, what Donald Trump is trying to do is he's trying to expand the powers of the executive branch. We all know, or we should know in this country, that there are 3 co-equal branches of government. You got
Who
the
are they, Sonny?
Okay, so you've got the judicial branch, you've got the executive branch, and you've got the legislative branch. The legislative branch is the branch that Sarah was just talking about, which is Congress, right? So you've got the House and the Senate, power of the purse. What he is trying to do is trying to figure out how he can expand his power, the power of the executive branch, and have a little more power over Congress, and he certainly has kind of a bit of power over the judicial branch, because the top of the judicial branch.
She just took this to somewhere else that did not need to go, because there's all these people see is Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. Okay, like it is so frustrating. Like you literally went somewhere else that you just didn't even need to. You didn't need to go. Look, to be fully honest, okay, I'm not one opposed to like full power of the executive branch. Like, yeah, I still have that in me. You know, I'm not against dictatorship, just so you know. But this is not how the country runs, so I get it. And by the way, I'm not so focused on one man that I always have to go there and miss the, what is it, the forest for the trees or something like that? Isn't that what they say? Or the trees for the forest? I don't know, right? Like, golly.
Is the Supreme Court, which he has packed with loyalists. So in my view, I think he's causing a constitutional crisis intentionally so that this goes to the Supreme Court. And if the Supreme Court, ladies and gentlemen, say, yeah, he can do this, our Constitution, as we've known it, is basically going to change forever.
Your Constitution changed forever when you brought that Civil Rights Act. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that was like necessarily like the first act, bro, but don't start telling me you care about the Constitution, okay? Like please, okay? Stop this right now. Please. Now all of a sudden the Constitution isn't racist anymore. Like, I can't even take these women seriously, but let me just let her finish.
Not be the Constitution that the framers of our government, our country, thought of.
Right. Well, it kind of... The framers. No, the founders. Okay? I don't believe in calling people fathers. I don't do that. Right? But they weren't the framers. They founded this country. Yes, they did. It was already Hindi, indigenous. I don't care. But it wasn't the United States of America. Okay? And it wasn't the Constitution. I wasn't here 400, 700, not 700. But stop it, okay? Look, let's get back to the point. They brought it to Donald Trump. But nobody's concerned about the people around Elon. Nobody's concerned about Peter Thiel, Palantir, these kind of names. These people have access to. Those are the friends with access to. I have a problem with that. I do. It's a surveillance state being formed in front of our eyes. They said we will not be able to buy or sell if we don't pick the state over God. Yeah, I'm taking it there. I'm taking it there because I'm watching the digital construction of this kind of infrastructure. Even if I just stop right there. But it just always goes back. Donald Trump wants more power. What?
Feels like if a tree falls in the woods and no one hears it, did it even fall? In that Congress also has to fight back and want to reclaim the power of the purse. And Congress really has two primary authorities, declaring war and the power of the purse in the House. They've completely ceded authorization of use of military force to the executive branch for decades. But now, even Republicans who support Trump's agenda, what even is the purpose of being in Congress if things that you vote for, that you work on, could be just completely thrown out the window by the president? And executive overreach isn't anything new. Previous presidents have done it. But this is unlike anything we've seen. And I'll say this, Republicans have always believed in shrinking the size of government. We've believed in cutting waste, fraud, and abuse, and streamlining agencies when we can, auditing agencies when we can. But what I'm struck by is it's unclear what's being audited, what's being written out, what we're taking funding from. One example, I would argue one of the most successful government programs in American history, PEPFAR, which basically has saved 25 million lives in Africa with AIDS and HIV medication. And it's also soft power for us to compete with China and have influence.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't. I will not allow you to lie like that on my channel. It did not save lives, okay? They sent experimental medication to a bunch of them Africans and things happened, okay? And lives were lost. And then they blamed it on AIDS. All right, I've talked about this on this channel, actually. If you go way back in the catalog, there's a very weird looking episode, but it says something like we should be thanking the gays. And it talks about, you know, what really happened with HIV, with AIDS, with the changing of definitions, with all of this. Like, this is what you would bring up. You people are so establishment. It makes me sick to the bottom of the pit of my stomach. Like, I just cannot stand you people. I really can't. But at the end of the day, because you refuse to talk about anything, they give you your talking points and they tell you to go after Trump. And you leave behind the real problems. I don't know these oligarchs, if you want to call them that, these people who, if you don't agree with them 100%, they can shut you down immediately. It could come from both the right and the left, okay? I don't like the people around Trump, so I don't like what's going on. I'll leave it at that.